Got to do this correctly for my man TC. I am Monkey King. There you go, TC. My name is Paul Roberts. I got two incredible guests on today. I'll get to them in just a second, but like I do every single Monday, I want to give you something of great value that you can take to the bank no matter what. And it's been on my heart. I said it at the last convention I spoke at in Dallas a couple of weeks ago and in Boston. And that is this. I'm going to reword it just a little bit differently, but quit playing small. You have to go all out. And I said from stage, I need you to quit saying these words. I'm the type of person that. See, you don't even know the type of person you are just yet because I didn't turn on my lights before I got started. Look how much I lit up there. You don't even know what type of person you are until you push yourself to a limit you never thought possible. And the majority of the world is operating under this lie that they don't even realize they're playing small. Okay? So please, I'm begging you from here on out, quit saying I'm just the type of person that, and instead say this, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'll tell people, hey, with your skill set, with everything you got going on inside of you, you could build a massive organization here, a massive rev share with EXP. And instead of saying, I'm the type of person that, just say, I don't want to right now. Don't limit yourself. Don't pull back. I'm going to pick on a band, and I'm sorry to do this if you like this band, but it's Motley Crue. Their singer was okay, average. Their drummer was more about theatrics. He's not going to be up in the top 20 of all drummers. The bassist definitely won't be in the top 20 of all bassists out there. And their guitarist, his name never comes up when you think of, all the greats, all right? Why am I telling you this? Because they were just crazy enough to bet on themselves. They weren't even the most talented or the best. I can promise you, I could throw a rock into a room and find better musicians, but that doesn't matter. They let their creativity. I mean, they were selling out stadiums. They went from warm-up band to main course, just like that, right? Why? They just believed in themselves. They pushed themselves to the edge to embarrass themselves, to make fools of themselves. They were standing outside of high schools, handing out pieces of paper, saying, come to our show tonight. They were just crazy enough to believe in themselves. Don't limit yourself. I'm begging you. You don't know what you're made of until you're pushed to the outer limits. What my wife does not do sales. She does not do recruiting. She does not do cold calling. Guess what? That woman did all of those when we were broke. Our house was in foreclosure and we had no cars left and we had to feed our children. She did all three of those and she was phenomenal at it. I could have never built what I built and sold it for multi-millions had that woman said to me, I'm just the type of person. Instead, she stood up. So what do I got to do? She was pushed into a corner. See, if I said to you, hey, what if you have to feed your kids? What if this is the only thing you do to feed your kids? I promise you, you'll be great at it. So please, I'm begging you, don't limit yourself any longer. There's so much inside of you. I love watching David Goggins because I love ultra marathons and marathons. And he says, when you're ready to give up, you're just at 40%. You got 60% left. Now, I don't know if that number is correct, but I love it. It fires me up when I'm about to quit. I'm like, hey, I got 60% more left in the tank, right? So take that to the bank. I promise you, if I would say to you, hey, cold call this real estate agent, cold call this person to get a listing, and you say to me, I'm telling you right now, it'll change your life. You say, you know what? I might not be that good at it. Motley Crue ain't that good, but together they were amazing, right? You can be together. You can be amazing together with us. All right. Let's get to the topic. This one fires me up. This one excites me. Ever since I talked to you, Bobby, this morning, and Justin, I kept thinking I could get a lot more listings. Like I got a listing appointment tomorrow at 4:00 in Salina, and it's an expired listing, meaning that there was an agent that tried to sell it and couldn't sell it. I get to walk in there. I'm about 5'10.5", but I'm going to be out 6'2". I get to walk in there and say, hey, you ever thought of seller financing? I know he's going to say, nah, I ain't into that. What if you didn't have to do anything, right? I'm so excited. Bobby, thank you for joining. Justin, thank you for introducing to this incredible man. We're excited for him to join our partnership and what we're putting together here. But Justin, do you want to introduce Bobby and kind of give a rundown?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Paul. Hello, everybody. the only people I see on my screen, by the way, are Bobby and Paul. So I have no idea.
We're being shot out to YouTube, so this is just us three in
Okay.
this studio, but we're live on YouTube right now.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Well, hello, YouTube universe. So, so yeah. So I'm so excited about this relationship that I've recently generated with Bobby, and it's personal to me because Bobby is a lender that is working with me on some tenant buyers that I have that are coming off of a. This one happens to be a lease purchase contract that I have on a property in Houston. I've owned it for 6 years. I'm an investor, and on this particular property, I'm just ready to move on. And so I was introduced to Bobby a couple of months ago in terms of what he and his lending company is doing from a seller finance standpoint. And we could have, gosh, probably 12 of these calls and 12 to 24 hours of conversations on seller finance and the detail around it, why it's great for buyers and sellers, and particularly for investors that are interested from a longer term buy and hold standpoint in terms of why it's advantageous. Um, but I met Bobby through, actually, my tenant buyers introduced me to Bobby, which is kind of interesting in itself. But uh, I when I met Bobby and was kind of thinking about what he's helping me do and what he's helping my tenant buyers do from a seller finance standpoint. I thought, gosh, we've got to introduce him to Paul. We've got to introduce him to our entire team, because if you can work with seller finance, with a seller finance structure, whether it's from the buyer side, whether it's from the seller side, and Bobby's layer of what he and his company are doing just adds an additional benefit to that. You just open yourself up to the amount of people that you can serve. And so um, I thought it was important to at least introduce Bobby to this group. I'm working with Bobby directly. He's happy to work with and does work with other realtors in the DFW area, and they're 50 states, right? So he can, whether you're in Texas or not, Bobby can help service you and your buyers and sellers and whatnot. And so um, I thought it was just a great opportunity to introduce Bobby to this group. And from a seller finance standpoint, yes, I myself could be the bank. I could seller finance to my buyers, to my tenant buyers. However, the resource that Bobby brings to the table is that I, as the seller, am able to be cashed out from a traditional transaction standpoint, and Bobby services my tenant buyers from a seller finance standpoint. So it's the best of both worlds. Whether I want to, if I want to go through the legalities, especially in the state of Texas, from being the bank on a seller finance transaction, or being able to introduce Bobby and his lending company to help take care of my tenant buyers and completely remove me out of the equation and cash me out. This is this. I mean, this is beautiful. And so everybody needs to know about it. Everybody needs to know Bobby. Everybody needs to know his company. And it's Bobby. Thanks for joining us today, and Paul, thanks for bring everybody together. But would love to introduce my friend Bobby and let him talk about Cootie and Co., the organization that he's associated with, and how he typically works with realtors, and how he can help support buyers that maybe they come to you and they say, "Man, I can't qualify." Bobby and his guys can take care of them, and obviously satisfy on the seller side as well. So Bobby, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Paul, thank you so much for having me on. And of course, Justin, thank you so much for referring me. And we have built I think, a strong business relationship so far. And I think that's great. I'm excited about the opportunity to have this platform to share with your agents, because once this word gets out there, and it's starting to get out there right now, it's going to be, I mean, right now my phone's lit up because what we're bringing to the table, which is exciting. I've been in the mortgage industry for a little over 20 something years. I'm old. That's okay. But, I've been in I still do traditional financing. I do a lot of things in the financial realm. But what interested me the most in this space is that no one's doing it, right? I mean, no one is doing this right now. So I was like, yep, sign me up. Let's do this, because our goal in our heart is to help people who get shut down everywhere. We all have you. I can promise you, every single one of you right now in your Rolodex has a borrower that got declined one way or the other and had money. Something went wrong. So we created this company to actually help those borrowers out. I mean, I can tell you, from 480 something credit score all the way up to crazy income, just craziness. I mean, there's things that we do that no one does traditionally, right? Even in the non-QM space, they don't do those things. So, I'll just give you a little bit of highlights, some of the things that we do. We can get in the minutia. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I think once you hear kind of some of the things that we do, I think it'll get you excited. At least you may have a borrower that you're ready to go. I think you can get really, really creative with how you can move your properties much faster, as what Paul was saying. It's just another notch of opportunities to share with your borrowers, your clients, your agents. So we don't have a minimum credit score, no W-2 income, no Social Security required, and 10% minimum down payment. That's all we require, is 10% down. I mean, at the end of the day, people may go, that's a lot of money. Well, listen, we're doing 400 credit score, and some even don't even have credit score. So it's not a lot of money. And you'd be surprised how much people have 10% down. And again, I don't want to get too much in the minutia. It's a 30-year fixed, so there's no arms, there's no balloons, so people aren't getting into a place where they have to balloon out like a hard money loan, like you're in it for 2 years and you're like, well, what do I do now? So that's nice. The other thing is our interest rates. It does range based on it's prime plus, depending on your credit score, depending on your profile. So I've got it down to 8.99 all the way up to 12%. It just depends on you. Like I said, we could do interest onlys too on a 30-year fixed. Our one requirement, it has to be like an owner occupied. We don't mess with investors yet. No land loans, no manufactured homes. Max 2 to 3 acres. Max 2.5 million. We can go above that as long as there's compensating factors. No prepayment penalty. So listen, you can use us to leverage for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And I'll tell you, I work with so many borrowers that have credit challenges. I also do credit repair too. So I like to be able to take care of them all the way through the entire transaction. So I'm able to take somebody like our client we're working together. I understand we may be just the help you just in the beginning. So I want to make sure, because I have a traditional background too, so I can be able to help them get out of that out of the owner financing into a traditional too, so they're not in it long term. But you'd be shocked how many people are like, don't bother me. Rate doesn't bother me. I'm gonna pay it off, X, Y, and Z, right? So all good. And then of course, we are licensed in all states. Right now we're in Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Texas. The beautiful thing about non-traditional mortgages is that we can do up to 5 loans without a license. And then if you're not in one of those states and you're like, hey, I'm in Georgia, or not in Georgia, I'm in Indiana. I can do up to 5 there, and then I can get licensed within a month or a couple weeks, easy. So don't worry about the state you're in. I can help you no matter what. We can serve pretty much, like Justin said, all 50 states. I don't want to go too much because we can get into minutia. I just want to give you a highlight of what we do. Again, it's so creative. Bring every single one of your turndowns to me. Let us take a look at them. And let us see what we can do to help them out. As long as they have 10% down, send them my way.
What about maybe being more proactive and putting riders on our listings and all that.
Yeah, we talked about that this morning, and I would tell you that is something that I think would put owner financing on there, and
Yeah.
either have them call you or have them put my name on it. Call me. I'm not here. I'm here to pass it back to y'all. Like, I'm here to help you. Remember though, y'all, this is what these are turned down. So these aren't ones that we're resurrecting a lot of these, right? These are already gone. They're already in the drawer. Hopefully they'll come out maybe with credit score. They'll help them out. But we all know credit repair is like, oh, are they really going to get credit repaired? I'll tell you, with me they do, but that's a soft plug. But yeah, I would say definitely get writers, get them out there. Let's get creative, because I think you have to, and especially in this time.
Yeah.
Well, I would add a couple of things to that. So, my personal, I'm not a lender, and Bobby, you get it, and you're in this business, so I'm not going to offend you by saying this. Is that the system is ass backwards, the financial system. So let's say I've got great credit, I've got cash, and I'm a new entrepreneur. I'm self-employed 6 months ago.
Yep.
Traditional lenders want me to be self-employed and show tax returns for my self-employment for 2 years before they will allow me to qualify for a loan.
Yep.
I could be in the best financial position I've ever been in, and it does not matter to most traditional lenders. And so this is just another way. There are, I'm telling you, there are a ton of buyers out there like that. They're saying, hey, I don't want to go through this minutia. Just get me into the house. 12 months, I'm going to be out of this thing. I'm going to refinance, take advantage of the traditional rates that are out there anyway. It does not matter. And so that's position one. Position one. 100%. The second thing is to his point on being, just adding the seller finance writer onto your listings, regardless of whether your seller, like me as an investor, loves that from a longer term buy and hold standpoint. They may not be in a position to be able to say, yeah, I'm going to seller finance this thing. Well, you know what? They don't have to, because we got resources like Bobby. So put the writer on there. You completely widen your audience of potential buyers. The question that's going to come back from the realtor is, okay, what are the seller finance terms? We asked Bobby, he's going to say 10% down, and just depends on the buyer profile. And by the way, as an investor on any seller finance deals that I do myself, same thing. I'm looking for at a minimum 10% down. So that's nothing new to these seller finance buyers. So it's just going to open up a much wider audience, both on the buying and the selling side, quite frankly.
Yeah, and I want to make sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
okay. So everybody understands what Bobby's going to do with Justin's property, and what he does is basically buys it from Justin. Justin's out. Justin's not the one holding the seller finance note. He's not the one, signing title over. He's out of the deal. He's done. Like, I'm so excited about this. Jennifer, I know you're watching. I need you to go put a rider on my sign in San Antonio, since you live down there, and put on there seller financing available, because I'm telling you it's going to work, because I can get out of it. I can just say, all right, Bobby, I found a buyer. You guys talk. And if they come to an agreement, Bobby's company buys my house and works with the buyer, and I'm done. I'm saying that correctly, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, this particular deal, it's a real live use case right now. Bobby and I are going through it as we speak. It's been a rental property that I've had for 6 years. These particular folks are actually in a 2-year lease option, coming up on the end of the 2 years. And it's time for them to make a decision on whether or not they want to execute that purchase or not. It obviously suits them much better if they execute the purchase. And as he mentioned, things happen with these buyers. These particular buyers now have a 485 credit score. FHA won't touch them. They won't touch them unless they're at least 500, right? And so Bobby's team can figure out terms and a solution to help these folks out, to serve me and serve them. it allows me to get out of it completely, right? I've been in it for 6 years. I'm ready to move on from this property and go do other things. And my tenant buyers are ready to actually finally have ownership and call it their own. So it's just a great resource.
Well, let's talk about income verification a little bit. You've got a lot of people in my daughter's generation that are, doing some Uber driving on the side. They're making good money. They're not afraid to work. But to verify their income would be, not going to happen.
Yep. 100%. And so that's why we pivot a lot with that, because there's not one, we work with a lot of self-employed people, tons of different type of miscellaneous income all over the place. I will say the ones that we have a hard time is the one that just puts cash under the mattress all the time. I can't chase cash. I really can't. As long as they're putting money in their bank account, if I can get a 12-month, there's 12-month bank statements. We all know that, but you have to go non-QM, which you have to have a minimum of 640 credit score. And anybody can do that, but we can do it at a 500 credit score. But we would want to see the income flowing in, and we'll get a P&L, we'll get a statement. There's not a one size fits all. It's literally, let me see your situation. I can tell you tons of different crazy scenarios that we get done, because as long as we can see the cash flow going from point A to point B, then we're good to go.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. Well, Bobby, I think we need to have you at our Plano worldwide headquarters office of We Partners. In fact, our man, Daniel Ng, who has that office, he's listening to you right now. He's making fun of Justin's shirt, or he's excited about Justin's shirt. I can't figure out which one it is. He wrote Sooners and exclamation mark. So I don't know if that was a dig or if he's fired up. You got it. So we're going to say that he's fired up that you're wearing it and he likes it. And that's where I'm going with, because the dude's positive as all get out. So I guarantee it's positive. But we need to have you out there and to meet all the agents in one of our leadership meetings. In our leadership meetings, we talk about stuff I just talked about in the beginning here, and then have you come in and add value to our agents, because this is a big value add for sure, especially for all my Melvin. You're doing expired listings. You can right off the bat say, hey, we offer seller financing, and you don't have to worry about it, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. You're not doing the seller financing. You're not signing title over. My man Bobby's doing it. You got nothing to worry about. And I dig that. That just excites me, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it's exciting too. I think it gives you more creative leverage.
Yeah. All right. Well, Bobby, I think we got a big future together, man. I think we really do. I think I can see my database, me emailing people once a week about your seller financing options, and then bringing more people to our family. That's what we're all about, because I think our culture it's all about being physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially fit. And this falls right in line with us and helping us achieve those goals. So, Bobby, any last comments?
Listen, I'm a faith-based person. Everything that I do is Christ first centered. Everything that I do, I wouldn't do anything without following Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and everything that I do. I just want everybody to know that that's my first and foremost thing. I want to leave you with this. No matter what you do in life, if you put Christ first, then all things will be like. Jesus died for all of us. I don't want to get into a preaching lesson, but let me just throw this out there. He's a servant. He came to serve us, right? So we're no better than him, right? So we have to, there's no way that we are better than anybody else. Let's serve people. Let's get out there and work hard. And let's just get that, start, pick up the phone and call him. Call me. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. Any closing, Justin?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it, Paul. Appreciate it, Bobby. Thanks for hopping on with us, and personally look forward to pushing our deal forward. But I look forward
we're good to go, by the way.
Everybody. I look forward to everybody on this call being able to utilize you as I do. So,
amen. All right, go get yours. We're getting ours. Adios.